Well, it's finally happened. That thing that they say happens to everybody at least one time, where you record your entire D&D section without audio and don't notice it until you go to edit it. And then you're like, oh no, I don't have any audio. So what you guys are stuck with is, 4.5 hours crammed into 13 minutes and narrated by me, the DM, pStabs. So the session started off where the other one left off. Tanzu stinks because of some potions that he took that he bought from Sven Pecker. And so he's attracted wild animals, and there's a bear on his tail. So he's stuck on the water wheel, and he's all like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll just try and make this thing out of a rope or something, and maybe I'll swim down and whatever. And Lynn's like, oh, Tanzu, you're in trouble again. No, bear, please don't hit him. And then Bellathiel's like, oh, they've got that under control. I will go over here. It takes them a long time to decide that they're going to stop looting bodies to go over. And now we've got Karumbo over there. He's like, oh, Tanzu's in trouble. And he kind of alerts the other people. And then Bellathiel's like, the gnome is in trouble. All gruffly as he walks by. And and so they're like, how are we going to get you out? And then they talk about it a bunch. Karumbo just puts the fire out because the fires are the most important things to do, So he's going to put that fire out. Honestly, they're discussing whether or not they should just leave Tanzu there or not. And maybe he should. And he's all like, oh, I want to die. And also, I want to eat kobolds and stick my penis in dragons and other Tanzu type things, And meanwhile, Kyle is looting and he's like, oh, does this guy not have any things worthwhile? I can't believe him. Oh, this is such a chore. Everything's beneath me. So Kyle's over looting and stuff. He finds a journal from one of the acolytes and things, which I suppose is pretty good. It's got some clues and things, and if he reads it, maybe he'll find out new things. And, I say this as a hint, but I know full well my players don't watch the YouTube videos. Although they might want to hear their interpretations. I don't know. So anyways, Lynn finally runs over and she's like, oh, help, Tanzu's in trouble. You guys need to help him. And then eventually, I think, maybe they go over when they're done their looting and stuff. They go over to see Tanzu just chilling. I don't know. It seems like it took them a really long time to try to come up with a plan to rescue Tanzu. I almost think that they didn't care so much, about it. Anyway, so Lynn is, oh, maybe because I'm a water genocide, I can maybe I can make the water change shape and he can jump down on it. And then I remind them that he's next to a cliff and he's short. He's probably not going to be able to get up there or anything. And that it's not really going to be helpful. So, they all go up and we click on the maps a bunch of times. And then Kyle does, with a big sigh, he goes, I suppose I'll just have to fix this myself. And he grows wings, radiant wings or something. And he flies over to where Tanzu is on the water wheel and plucks him out of danger and brings him back to the shore. And now Tanzu is all like, oh, you must be a god. And he pretty much starts, worshiping and stuff and things. And that happens. And then no one really knows what's going on with Tanzu. Meanwhile, the bear is like, where did my lunch go? I need to get back around to it. So the bear just kind of chills out by the water. No real threat right now. I think they named him Willard. They like to write on my maps, by the way. So if you see things like names, uwus, they really like to write uwu on my maps every time I'm playing. And then I open the map up the next session. There's a bunch of uwus and a bunch of different colors and things. And, it's a thing that happens. I don't know why. But anyway, now the players are deciding who is going to go inside the mill. because, you know, they're on a mission. They have to free the mill up and stuff, right? And so anyways, Bellathiel goes, "Oh, the fire's outside. It is a trap. Do not go in. It'll just be a trap. It's an ambush. I told you it's an ambush. If we go in." And so Karumbo's like, "I'll go in." And then, of course, he goes in. And then he doesn't see anything at first, so he goes in a little bit further. And Bellathiel's, "Ambush." And Tanzu's like, "Oh, I don't have any health. I can go in. Everything's fine." And then suddenly, you can see here I'm like, oh my god, I better open up all my character sheets because, you know, oh, and then suddenly a guard appears. Oh no, it was an ambush. Oh, surprise. And so they get a surprise attack on Karumbo. I don't remember if it hits him. Probably not, you know, because my rolls kind of suck. Also, I'm not very good at playing the NPCs and stuff, and so my NPCs kind of like, they're kind of pushovers and things, you know? So anyways, we roll for initiative. Roll for initiative. And everybody's all like, "Oh, battle inside." And, you know, and Bellathiel's, "Oh, I told you so." And then anyway, when they're inside, I drew a little platform. I'm such a good artist. So I drew a little platform up top, and that's at the top of the stairs because it's a little like mezzanine thing because Kyle wanted to stand up there so that he could pew 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 down on people. Izul would not go inside. And everybody's like, "Oh, Izul, you coward. Why aren't you going inside? He's just staying outside." And of course, I figured out why he won't go inside. But they basically are like goading him in. So eventually they get him inside. And when they get him inside, I keep asking him to roll like a luck roll every time he uses a fire spell. And it kind of makes sense because, you know, he's kind of smart. They are in a flour mill. And flour is very combustible. You know, the dust in the air and stuff. And so he did manage to get lucky and no fire this time. So as they're killing all the guys and they're going through, they're killing guards and they're killing the acolytes and they're killing the cultists and things. There's a lot of like shit talk and banter happening, you know, with them. "Oh, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. Here, penis measuring contest, sword measuring contest, you know, typical warrior type things. Ha ha ha, I'll kill you. No, I'll kill you. Anyway, grrr. A lot of that happening. And near the end of it, there was a guard, a cultist, and an acolyte left. And the guard and the cultist, they've decided that they want to come work for Bellathiel. I mean, Bellathiel used to run the coin collectors and everything, which is a mercenary group. And so he offered them position. And so they're like, "Yeah, we'll do that. I guess it'd be cool." And then he's like, "Well, you have to go kill that acolyte there." And so the cultist is like, "Okay." And he like, you know, probably does the most amount of damage that I did the entire time. And he kills the cultist or the acolyte really easily because he's just a soft little spellcaster. Then they ask him what's in the other room. Is there another ambush? And they completely and totally tell them 100% that there's 3 city guards and the Millers are inside. And then there's a big discussion about the Millers using their own last name. And oh my god, the bear came inside. Oh, this is a bad thing. It's after Tanzu again. Why? Because Tanzu drank potions that made him smelly and attract wild animals. So the bear's all in, go, "Rrr," and then Lynn's all, "Oh, please, bear, don't kill anybody. You want to be friends. We don't have to murder you." And Bellathiel's like, "I will murder this bear if I have to." And Kyle's like, "Oh, do I have to use my magic again on this bear? I really don't feel like it. I got better things to do." And Izul's just like, "I'm glad I didn't set this thing on fire. And I'd like to build more turrets." Right? And Crumbo's all like, "Can I stab something with my sword?" You know, and Darius is like, "Yeah, let me bunny feed it." And so anyways, they're all ready to go, but Lynn manages to convince the bear to go away, so the bear goes away. And they go in the other room, and sure enough, 3 city guard and the Millers, you know, they work at the mill, they mill flour, and their last name is Miller, and that, for whatever reason, was a thing. So, you know, they think it's silly. Anyway, the party, along with the people they rescued and the 2 new coin collectors, they head up towards the keep. And as we bring up the map and they start to see the sheer number of enemies that have focused around the keep, there is an audible from the players because, you know, they're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. and tired and stuff, because it's been a lot of battle. It's been a long time. So they try to go up along the river, and then they realize that they have to backtrack a little bit. So they go through the woods where it's all hard, and they do end up sneaking in heavy armor, no less. The secret is they weren't going to get caught anyway, because I didn't want to put all those guys down on them and kill them. I just wanted them to be afraid and to make sure that they didn't just run through the keep, which is what I thought they would do. And, they've been murdering everything in their path instead of trying to, diffuse situations instead. So I was like, they would just run through the keep and murder everything. But they didn't this time, which was really, really great. So I did convince them that, despite a few kobolds trying to, getting close to them and whatnot, that they did manage to get in the iron gate thing and the tunnel and go back into the keep where it's all safe and sound. But it was kind of funny because, all the people that wear heavy armor automatically get disadvantage on their stealth rolls, and so that happened. So I just imagine them clomping in the river, ching 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 ching, right, and no one's noticing, So anyways, they get into the keep, and of course they exchange words with Escobar Nighthill, the jailer, who happens to be in this campaign the mayor's brother, and he talks like this, and he's just like, oh, look, I didn't lock the door this time. You guys should be happy. And they're all like, we're going to murder you because we hate you. And then they're all up on the parapets and they're looking around and they're like, oh, trying to measure. I start to see them measuring things. And I'm like, I don't want them even remotely measuring things, because when they start to measure things, it means they want to, kill things. And then all of a sudden, roar, dragon attack. And I think I forgot to put on dramatic music for Izul, because he did request dramatic music when a dragon attacked. But then the dragon attacks, and they're like pew-pewing it a little bit, and they're not doing any damage. And, the dragon's just like, and it like murders some towns, or not some townsfolk, it murders some of the bad guys. And they're all like, yay, dragon, keep murdering bad guys. And then the dragon's like, but you shot at me, so here I'm going to fly around again, and I'm coming back for you. You guys won't live. And he comes back in, and are we going to roll for initiative again? You're damn right we are. I'm going to hover the dragon, though, a little bit over the parapet so that they have at least a little bit of a chance to, hit him and stuff, because I wanted to be nice and things. And because I know that he eventually, they're not going to be able to kill him. Anyway, so we roll for initiative, and we have a nice little battle. And most of it is spent with, the melee people not being able to do anything. And I gave them unlimited javelins and things like that, and arrows, so they could do some range damage and whatnot. And Kyle goes down a level, so he's completely not going to get hit at all by this dragon. And he just tries to be like, would you mind so very much? Just, go away. And the dragon's like, no, I don't want to right now. And Kyle's like, are you sure we can't convince you to just go away? And the dragon's like, no, I don't want to. Roar! And then Karumbo and Bellathiel get not Karumbo, Darius and Bellathiel get some kind of cockamamie idea about throw me, right? Throw me at the dragon. And so Bellathiel does. He throws him at the dragon, and he misses, and then he has to take fall damage for falling 3 stories and stuff. But then Kyle's like, go away to the dragon. The dragon's like, okay. And that's kind of where we ended for the session. The dragon went away, and yeah. And that's all, guys. So join us next time, or maybe I'll record audio. And if this is the better way to do it, maybe I just do it this way from now on. I think I like it better the other way, because I like to hear everybody else's voices. All right. Good night.